Jai Hind everyone. Myself Dr. Vandana Sharma from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. The subject which I am taking, that subject is Engineering Physics and the subject code is KAS 101T. The topic which I was discussing in my previous lectures, that topic is laser and fiber optics. I have already completed all the parts of laser here which I mentioned in our syllabus, and after that I have started fiber optics. I have already discussed about main components of an optical fiber. Then I have already mentioned the propagation mechanism in optical fibers, that how the information travels in optical fibers. After that we have discussed about different types of optical fibers. We have started that topic actually. So we have already discussed that on the basis of different parameters, we are having different types of optical fibers. So actually we have started this topic in our previous lecture. On the basis of material, we have classified fibers as glass fibers or plastic fibers. So we have already discussed about these two. Then on the basis of number of modes, that how many light rays can propagate from transmitter to receiver, depending upon that either you are having single mode fibers or multi-mode fibers. Means if only single ray is moving from transmitter to receiver, then that type of optical fiber is known as single mode fiber, and this single mode fiber, that is also known as mono mode fiber. This is also known as mono mode, single mode or mono mode. Mono mode means only a single mode is supported by such type of fiber. Multi-mode means when large number of light rays can be supported by optical fiber, then that type of fiber is known as multi-mode optical fiber. So these are the two classifications, one based upon material and the second one based upon number of modes. And the third classification, as I have already mentioned in my previous lecture, that this particular classification, which is based upon refractive index, that is the most popular classification of optical fibers. So here in this classification, we are classifying optical fibers as step index fibers and graded index fibers on the basis of refractive index of core and cladding. So as I have told you that step index fibers are those where the core is having a constant refractive index. You can see here the core is having a fixed refractive index, a constant refractive index throughout the core, and cladding is also having a constant refractive index, and over the core cladding boundary, over this particular point, there is a sudden change, sudden decrease in the refractive index. So you can see according to this diagram, there is a step of refractive index there. So because of that reason, such type of optical fibers are known as step index fibers. And the second one is graded index optical fibers, which is the topic of discussion of today's lecture. Graded index optical fibers are those where the refractive index of core is not constant. Means the refractive index that will gradually change. It is having a maximum value at core axis. At this point the refractive index is maximum, and when you are moving away from core axis, it is decreasing on both the sides. So these are graded index optical fibers. In these two cases, index that stands for refractive index. After that we have gone through these multi-mode step index optical fibers. Multi-mode means a number of modes will be supported by these optical fibers. Step index means the refractive index of core is constant and a sudden change at core cladding boundary. And why this is supporting multi-mode operation, or why number of modes are propagating in these fibers? There are two reasons which are supporting this multi-mode operation. The first reason is this IC is very small. This difference in the refractive index of core and cladding is very large. Means in these cases N1 is much greater than N2. So because of that reason, critical angle is very small. And when the critical angle will be small, a large number of light rays, they can exceed that angle and they can move from transmitter to receiver. That is the reason it is supporting multi-mode operation. And the second point, because of which you can say it is supporting a multi-mode operation. Reason is the core diameter that is comparatively larger as compared to other optical fibers. So if the opening through which the light rays are entering, if you are having that wide opening, so number of light rays can enter into that optical fiber. So that is the reason it is supporting multi-mode operation. So what I have mentioned in my previous lecture, that due to two factors, these step index optical fibers, they are supporting multi-mode operations, right? So, and one more point is there. Multi-mode means number of modes or number of light rays are moving from transmitting end to receiving end. But the drawback of this multi-mode step index optical fiber is number of modes or number of light rays which are propagating from transmitter to receiver, they are traveling in a medium of constant refractive index. Why I am saying constant refractive index? Because the score is of a constant refractive index, so the speed of light will be same in this particular medium. So all these light rays, they are traveling with same speed, but they are traveling different optical paths. So that because of that reason, different modes, they are going to reach over the receiving end at different times. So because of that reason, there will be dispersion of the signal, and that dispersion is known as modal dispersion. So we have already discussed it in our previous lecture, modal dispersion. Modal dispersion means if the input signal over the transmitting end, if the signal is like this, means along this side, if we are taking amplitude of signal and along this time, then over the transmitting end, there will be dispersion of the signal. Means different modes, they are reaching over the receiving end at different times. So because of this modal dispersion, the information carrying capacity of this optical fiber is limited. Means for long distance communication, we are not able to use these optical fibers. They are suitable only for short distance communication, right? So this was your multi-mode step index optical fiber. Then the next one, we have already discussed this, but a quick review of this single mode step index optical fiber. In single mode step index optical fibers, again the core is having a constant refractive index. Step index means core is of constant refractive index, and over the core cladding boundary there is a sudden change. So single mode means it will support only a single light ray. Only single light ray will travel from transmitter to receiver. That is the reason it is known as single mode, or you can say mono mode optical fiber. So what is the reason that it is supporting only one single mode? So the reason is in this expression, this critical angle. In case of single mode optical fibers, N1, that refractive index of core, is slightly greater than N2. Means this N2 is greater than N1, but that difference in N1 and N2 is very small. So now N1 is very much close to N2, N1 is slightly greater than N2. So this ratio of N2 and N1, that will be close to 1. It means this critical angle will be very large, that will be close to 90 degree. It means ideally only a single mode is possible which can move from transmitter to receiver through total internal reflection. So that is the one reason of a single mode operation of this optical fiber. And another reason is the core diameter. As you can see here, this core is of very small diameter. This core diameter is very small. So if the core diameter is small, that is of the order of 8 to 10 micrometers. It means only a single mode can propagate from transmitter to receiver. Two reasons are there. One is critical angle is very large, IC is very large, and the second one is core diameter is very small. So because of these two factors, single mode optical fibers, they support only single mode or single light ray, right? But the problem with single mode optical fiber is, or mono mode optical fiber is, since the core diameter is very small, so the fabrication of such type of fibers which are having a core diameter of the order of 8 to 10 micrometer, that is a very complicated task, and it is also costly as compared to the fabrication is also costly as compared to other optical fibers. So that is the drawback of single mode optical fiber. Now we are going to discuss our second category of optical fibers, and that one is graded index optical fibers. So today we are going to discuss this topic, graded index optical fibers. So first we will try to understand what is the meaning of graded index optical fibers. So graded index optical fibers means core of these optical fibers that is not having a uniform refractive index or constant refractive index. So now you have an optical fiber where the core is having different refractive index at different points, right? So how that refractive index will change, that we will try to understand. The refractive index of core of a graded index optical fiber, that will be maximum at the core axis, and when you are moving away from core axis, that refractive index will start decreasing. So you can see this is the example of a graded index optical fiber. So as you can see here, this is the core of this graded index optical fiber, and this one is cladding. Now this core is having a maximum refractive index. This is having a maximum value at core axis, and when you are moving away from the core axis means the center of this optical fiber. So at the center the refractive index will be maximum, and when you are moving away from this core axis, it is decreasing on both the sides. So there will be a decrease in the refractive index when you are moving away from core axis, either toward that side or towards this particular side. Clear? So there is a radial decrease. There is a radial decrease in the refractive index when we are moving away from core axis. So there will be this type of change in refractive index of core of a graded index optical fiber. Clear? In case of step index optical fibers, the refractive index of core is constant throughout the core. In that case you will get this type of diagram there, but here you are getting a maximum value of core refractive index at the center or at the core axis, and when you are moving away, then there is a decrease in refractive index. So how the information will travel in these optical fibers, or how the signal is propagating, that we will try to understand with the help of this diagram. First point is, it is a multi-mode optical fiber. So first we will try to understand why it is a multi-mode fiber. So it is a multi-mode optical fiber because the core diameter is comparatively larger with respect to those single mode optical fibers. The core diameter is of this particular range, 50 to 100 micrometer. It means a large number of light rays can enter into the optical fiber. When large number of light rays can enter into the fiber, it means it can support a large number of modes. So that is the first point because of which you can say this particular fiber is supporting multi-mode operation. Clear? So I am trying to explain here that how this multi-mode graded index optical fiber, it is supporting large number of modes. So the reason that lies in this core diameter, since it is of this particular order, so a number of light rays, they can enter into the optical fiber. So number of modes, number of light rays can travel from transmitter to receiver. So because of that reason, it supports number of modes, so it is known as a multi-mode fiber. And you know what is the reason it is known as graded index optical fiber? The reason the reason why it is called graded index, reason is, since the refractive index is not constant throughout the core, it is having a maximum value at core axis, and when we are moving away, the value of that refractive index will decrease. That refractive index is a function of distance from the center, from that center of that core axis. So when you are moving away, that refractive index will decrease. So that is the reason it is a graded index optical fiber. Now how the information or how the signal is propagating in this optical fiber, that can be understood with the help of this. Now when light will enter into this optical fiber, or when light is moving from this end, from transmitting end, then over the core axis the refractive index will be maximum, and when you are moving away from core axis toward this side or toward this side, then the light is going from a denser medium towards a rarer medium. Means now light is going from this core axis when light is entering into this optical fiber, and it is going toward this direction, or if light is going toward this direction, then light is going from denser towards a rarer medium. And you know, when light is going from denser to a rarer medium, it is moving from one medium of refractive index N1 to a medium of refractive index N2, and if N1 is greater than N2, then light is going from denser to a rarer medium. So when light is going from denser to a rarer medium, then light will bend away from the normal. Means when this light ray that is entering into the fiber, in case of step index optical fibers, it will follow a straight line path, and the total internal reflection that can take place only over the core cladding boundary. That is the case of step index optical fibers. But in case of graded index optical fibers, in case of these graded index optical fibers, there is a change in refractive index at each and every point. Means when we are at this position, when the light ray is at this position, there is a change in refractive index. When the light ray is at this position, there is a change in refractive index. When the light is present at this position, again there is a difference in the refractive index. Means at each and every point, when you are moving away from core axis, you are moving from a denser to a rarer medium. So when light will go from denser to a rarer medium, then at each and every point, light will bend away from the normal. Suppose this light ray, it is entering into the optical fiber. So this core is having maximum refractive index, and when it is moving from this layer to this layer, it is going from denser to a rarer medium. So now instead of following a straight line path, light will bend away from the normal. So it is like this. At this point, this is angle of incidence. So there is a change in medium. So going from denser to a rarer medium, so light will bend away from the normal. Now when light will reach over the next layer, again there is a change of medium. Light is going from denser to a rarer medium. Again light will bend away from the normal. It means over each and every point, when you are moving away from core axis, the light will deviate from its original path, that will deviate from its straight line path. It will follow this type of parabolic path. The light will start following this type of path. So this light ray, if at this position, if at this particular point, angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, then light will reflect back in the same medium. So light will follow this path, and again at the same distance from the core axis, on the other side, light will suffer total internal reflection. So light ray will follow this type of sinusoidal path. And the light ray which will enter at the same angle on the other side of this optical fiber, that will also suffer total internal reflection at the same distance, and then it will follow this type of sinusoidal path. So this ray, suppose this is your ray number 1. So this ray number 1 as well as ray number 2, these two rays, they will travel same optical path. 1 and 2, they are equal, and these two rays, they are traveling in a medium of different refractive index. Now what is the meaning of this? If you have a denser medium, then the speed of light in a denser medium, that will be lesser than the speed of light in rarer medium. In a denser medium, light will travel with lesser speed as compared to a rarer medium. So the meaning of that is, if you will compare this ray number 3 and ray number 4, these two rays, they are having same optical path. The ray number 3 and 4, they are moving in a rarer medium as compared to ray 1 and 2. So 3 and 4, they are moving in a rarer medium. They are traveling longer optical paths. You can see here, these rays, they are traveling longer optical paths as compared to 1 and 2. But these optical paths, they are traveled with lesser speed. Sorry, I can explain it with the help of this. I am taking two examples. Suppose you are having this light ray. This light ray is closer to core axis. It means, and this one is also traveling close to core axis. Now these two rays, they are traveling closer to core axis. They are traveling in denser medium. So they will travel with lesser speed. And the second one, I am taking this ray. This ray is traveling this optical path. And the second one, on the other side, this ray is traveling this optical path. Now the light rays which I am representing with black, those light rays, they are traveling in the rarer medium. These rays are traveling in the rarer medium. They are traveling longer optical paths, but they are traveling with greater speed. And these red light rays, they are moving in a denser medium. They are traveling lesser optical path, but with lesser speed. It means, because of graded refractive index, the light rays which are closer to core axis, they are traveling lesser optical path, but they are traveling those smaller optical paths with lesser speed. And the light rays which are away from the core axis, they are traveling longer optical paths, but they are traveling those longer optical paths with greater speed. It means smaller optical paths are traveled by lesser speed, whereas longer optical paths, they are traveled with greater speed. So the net effect is, all these light rays, they are going to reach over the receiving end at the same time. Ray number 1, that will reach over this particular point here. Ray number 2, that will also reach over the transmitting end at same time. Ray 3 and 4, they will travel longer optical path, but those paths will be traveled with greater speed. So the net effect is, all the rays, they are going to reach over the receiving end at the same time. So in graded index optical fibers, because of graded refractive index, the modal dispersion, that will reduce to 0. What is modal dispersion? Modal dispersion means different modes, they are reaching over the receiving end at different times. Since different modes, they are reaching over the receiving end at same time, so modal dispersion will reduce to 0, which was the main drawback of multi-mode step index optical fibers. As you know, there are 3 types of optical fibers. Up to now, we have discussed 3 types of optical fibers on the basis of refractive index. First, you have step index fibers, where you have multi-mode optical fibers and single mode optical fibers. Multi-mode optical fibers, that can support large number of modes. But the problem with that multi-mode step index optical fiber was that the different modes, they were reaching over the receiving end at different times. It means there was a problem of modal dispersion. So because of that modal dispersion, the information carrying capacity, that was very much limited. So that particular drawback, that was overcome by single mode optical fibers. So what were your single mode step index optical fibers? In single mode optical fibers, core diameter was very small, and the second point was critical angle was very small, so that fiber was supporting only single mode. But the problem or disadvantage of monomode or single mode optical fiber was that the core diameter was very small. So the fabrication of such type of optical fibers, that was a very complicated task, and that fabrication was also not economical. So now you are having third type of optical fibers. So these third type of optical fibers, they are the most suitable optical fibers, because the first point is they are multimode optical fibers. Multimode means they can support large number of modes, means their core diameter is not as small as single mode optical fibers. And the second point is, in case of graded index optical fibers, the beauty of these fibers is that it is supporting number of modes, but all the modes, they are reaching over the receiving end at same time. So if all the modes which are supported by this optical fiber, if they are reaching over the receiving end at same time, so there will be no modal dispersion. And why you are not getting any modal dispersion? Why all the modes, they are reaching at the receiving at same time? The reason is the light rays will follow this parabolic path. Why light rays will follow this type of path? Because the light rays, they are traveling in a medium of non-uniform refractive index. The light rays which will travel in a denser medium, they will travel that path with a lesser speed. The light rays which will travel in a rarer medium, they will travel that path with a greater speed. It means all the light rays, they will reach over the receiving end at the same time. So modal dispersion, that is 0 in case of multimode optical fibers. And the second problem of single mode optical fibers, that is also overcome by these optical fibers, because this core diameter is comparatively very high, that is of the order of 50 to 80 micrometer. So the propagation mechanism, that can be understood with the help of this animated diagram here. So as you can see here, this core diameter is comparatively high with respect to single mode optical fibers. It is higher in single mode optical fibers, it is only 8 to 10 micrometer. So this core diameter, that is greater. And the second one, the light rays, when they are moving, when they are traveling down the optical fiber, they are following this type of path. Instead of following straight line path, light rays, they will follow this type of path. All the light rays, they will reach over the receiving end. All these light rays, they will reach over the receiving end, they will reach over the receiving end at the same time. Let me draw it. Right? So the light rays, they are following this type of path. They are moving in a medium of non-uniform refractive index. So this type of sinusoidal path will be followed by the light rays, and all the modes, they are reaching over the receiving end at same time. As you can see here, there is no dispersion of signal, there is no time delay. All the signals, all the light rays, they will be received by the receiver at the same time. So modal dispersion will be 0. So this is the propagation mechanism of graded index optical fibers. Right? So this was the classification of optical fibers on the basis of refractive index. So I can conclude this classification like this. In order to classify optical fibers, the most popular classification is on the basis of refractive index. And on the basis of refractive index, you are having two type of optical fibers. One is step index optical fibers, and the second is graded index optical fibers. What is the meaning of step index? Core is of constant refractive index, and a gradual change, a sudden change over the core cladding boundary in the refractive index. And graded index optical fibers, there is no sudden change in the refractive index. You are having a core of non-uniform refractive index. Core axis, maximum refractive index. And when you are moving away from core axis, there is a gradual decrease in the refractive index towards the core cladding boundary, right? So that was your step index optical fiber and graded index optical fiber. Further, step index optical fibers are of two types. One is multi-mode and the second one is mono-mode, or you can say single mode. Multi-mode, that can support large number of modes. Reason, critical angle is very small. Reason, the difference in the refractive index of core and cladding is very large. So because of that difference, the critical angle is very small. So number of modes, they can move from transmitter to receiver through total internal reflection. And the second point is core diameter is large, so large number of light rays can enter into the optical fiber. And the drawback is different modes, they are reaching over the receiving end at different times. So because of that reason, there is a dispersion of the signal, and that dispersion, that will reduce the information carrying capacity of multi-mode step index optical fibers. Then second type was single mode optical fibers. Why single mode? Because that will support only a single ray. Why it is supporting single ray or single mode? Because the difference in refractive index of core and cladding is very small. So critical angle is very large. A single mode optical fiber, that is supporting only a single light ray. Reason is the core diameter is very small, and the second one is critical angle is very large. So because of that reason, only a single ray is propagating from transmitter to receiver. But the problem with single mode optical fiber is that in case of single mode optical fibers, because of small value of core diameter, because of such a small core diameter, the fabrication is not easy. Then the third type of optical fibers, which are multi-mode graded index optical fibers. Graded index optical fibers means the core is of non-uniform refractive index. The core is having a maximum refractive index at core axis, and when you are moving away from core axis, there is a decrease in refractive index, and when you are moving from a denser to a rarer medium, then light will bend away from the normal. So in case of graded index optical fibers, because of large core diameter, number of modes can propagate, and because of graded refractive index, the different light rays, they will travel different optical paths, but they are going to travel those optical paths with the different speeds. Reason is the light rays which are closer to core axis, they will travel lesser optical paths but with lesser speed, and the light rays which are away from the core axis, they will travel longer optical paths but with greater speed. So the net effect is all the light rays, they are going to reach over the receiving end at the same time. So it can support a multi-mode operation, but modal dispersion is 0. Reason is all the modes will be received by the receiver at same time. So because of that reason, for long distance communication, graded index optical fibers are more suitable, or more suitable in these optical fibers. Now I am going to discuss our next topic, which is attenuation, or you can say signal losses in optical fibers. So the primary specification of optical fibers is attenuation. Attenuation means the loss of optical power. That is known as attenuation. The attenuation of an optical fiber is expressed by attenuation constant, or you can say attenuation coefficient, and it is defined as the loss of power per unit length, and it is expressed in decibel per kilometer. The attenuation of optical fiber is a result of two factors, absorption and scattering. So it means when the light, or you can say when the information is traveling from transmitter to receiver, then the entire input or the input power which you are providing over the transmitting end, that is not exactly in the same form as received at the receiving end. Means there will be some loss of that power, there will be some loss of that information carrying capacity of that optical fiber. Means because of that loss, we are having this factor which is known as attenuation coefficient, which will represent that signal loss, or you can say that represent the attenuation in optical fibers, and it is expressed in decibel per kilometer. It will express loss per unit length, and the formula for that loss is, you can write here, loss in optical fibers, that is expressed, loss in optical fibers, it is expressed in decibel per kilometer. This is loss per unit length, and the formula for this attenuation or signal loss is -10 upon L log of output power upon input power. So with the help of this formula, you can get the signal losses or attenuation coefficient in optical fibers. This minus sign that indicates that there is decrease in the power, decrease in the energy or information which is moving from transmitter to receiver. So minus sign signifies that loss here. L, that is the length of that optical fiber. PIN, that is the input power over the transmitting end. So it is the power of input signal over the input end, or you can say transmitting end. And P out, it is the output power of the signal over the receiving end. So suppose you are having a signal, you are sending a signal through an optical fiber, and let over the transmitting end, let the input power is 10 milliwatt, and over the output end, if the output power is 8 milliwatt, then just after substituting the value of this input power and output power, you can find the loss or signal loss in that optical fiber. For per kilometer, you can this will be 1 kilometer, so you can find signal loss per unit length, or that will be in decibel per kilometer for an optical fiber. Now there are two reasons which are responsible for signal losses in optical fibers. So those two, there are several factors, but out of all those factors, these two are most prominent factors which are responsible for signal losses. First one is absorption, and then we have scattering. So the absorption is caused by absorption of light and conversion of light into heat by molecules in the glass. So suppose you have this optical fiber, this is transmitting end, and let it is the receiving end. From the transmitter, the information that is fed into the optical fiber in the form of an optical signal. So when light is propagating from transmitter to receiver, during that journey, if some part of the light that is absorbed by this optical fiber, then that absorption will be responsible for signal losses. So that because of the absorption of that energy, there will be production of heat in optical fiber, because energy will remain conserved. So that input energy, that optical energy will convert into some other form. So it will appear in the form of heat. So that absorption of light will take place by the molecule in glass. Primary absorbers are residual OH plus and dopants used to modify the refractive index of glass. As you know, in case of graded index optical fibers, at different points the refractive index will be different. So because of that variation in refractive index, there can be absorption of light, there can be signal losses. Now the second factor, that is scattering. The largest cause of attenuation is scattering. Scattering occurs when light collides with individual atoms in the glass, and light that is scattered at angles outside the numerical aperture of fiber will be absorbed into the cladding or transmitted back towards the source scattering. Source scattering is also a function of wavelength proportional to inverse fourth power of wavelength of light. So what is the meaning of this? As you know, there are certain parameters which can decide the propagation of signal in optical fibers. You know, signal in an optical fiber that can propagate only if the angle of incidence over the core cladding boundary is greater than critical angle. That is the first criteria. Second criteria, over the entry point, the light should enter at an angle equal to acceptance angle or less than that acceptance angle. And you also know what is the concept of acceptance cone. The light ray, if you are rotating the light ray corresponding to acceptance angle about the core axis, you will get a cone, and all the light rays which are entering through that cone, only those light rays will be accepted by the optical fiber. So that light gathering capacity of the optical fiber, that is given by a term, and the name of the term is numerical aperture. So if the light that enters if light enters at an angle within that numerical aperture, within that acceptance cone, only then the light will be accepted by the optical fiber, only then it will propagate from transmitter to receiver. But if light is outside that numerical aperture of the fiber, then it will get scattered, and there will be losses of the signal, or the power of that signal will reduce. So this is one more factor which is responsible for signal losses. And scattering is a function of wavelength, and it is also depends upon fourth power. Basically it is proportional to inversely proportional to fourth power of wavelength, right? Now dispersion is also responsible for signal losses in optical fiber. As I have mentioned about multi-mode step index optical fibers, that the major drawback of those optical fibers is that different modes, they are reaching over the receiving end at different times. So because of that reason, the information carrying capacity is very limited for those multi-mode optical fibers. Dispersion refers to the widening or spreading of pulses of light as they travel down an optical fiber. Means there will be dispersion, there will be elongation of the signal when it is moving through that optical fiber from transmitter to receiver. And dispersion is one of the factors that limits the bandwidth of a fiber. And you can understand this dispersion from this particular diagram here. You have this transmitter here, this transmitter that is over this end, the original information, first it will be converted into its electrical equivalent, and then that electrical signal will be converted into optical signal with the help of either LED or laser. So here you are getting an optical signal. That optical signal is fed into the optical fiber. So this is your optical fiber. So when signal is moving from this transmitting end towards the receiving end, then during this journey, different modes, if they will reach over the receiving end at different time, then there will be a dispersion of signal. You can see here, this is your input signal, this one is input, and there is a dispersion of that signal when it is moving from transmitter to receiver. So this factor is also responsible for signal losses in optical fibers. So that was the last topic of optical fiber communication here. Now the applications of optical fibers. Optical fibers, they are used for data transmission. The second one, optical fibers, they are used for transmitting and receiving purposes. Then used to connect users and servers in a variety of network settings and help to increase the speed and accuracy of data transmission. That is one more application of optical fibers. In medical field, they are used as light guides, imaging tools, and also they assist lasers in surgeries. So that is also the application of optical fibers. Optical fibers, they are also used in defense and government services, used as hydrophones for seismic waves and sonars, as wiring in aircrafts, submarines and other vehicles, and also for field networking. So there are lots of application of optical fibers in different fields. The books which you can refer for laser and fiber optics, those books are, the first one is A Concept of Modern Physics from Arthur Weiser. Then you have a book of optics by Brijlal and Subramaniam. Then Engineering Physics, Theory and Practical by Katiyar and Pandey. Applied Physics for Engineer by Neeraj Mehta, and Engineering Physics by H.K. Malik and A.K. Singh. So you can refer these books for the preparation of laser and fiber optics. Thank you very much.